or describe the tests applied to select the most appropriate estimators. The null hypothesis that the model does not present omitted variables with the Ramsey test. For this, Ramsey test is accepted. The null hypothesis is accepted that the model not present problem of heteroscedasticity with the world test. The model with the world test. The model not present first of the order autocorrelation. The Woolwright test is accepted because there is no autocorrelation. With the Breus and Pagan test, OLS estimator prevail over fixed effects or random effects. And with the Hasmau test, the fixed effects estimators prevail. This test shown that the model is properly adjusted. When the study realized the different models, 8 different models, the results shown it's evident that in all the models there is a positive and significant impact on investment, yes, investment and public consumption. See, and public consumption. All models, positive and significant impact of investment and public consumption towards GDP per capita. According to decentralization, according to decentralization, there are 2 effects. Public investment per capita has a greater impact on process after decentralization. Before decentralization, after decentralization. While public consumption per capita generates a greater impact on process without decentralization. Also, the results show a structural change test. The structural change test shown for the Latin American model, the null hypothesis that there is no structural change in the slopes of per capita income and consumption on government is rejected. That is a partial rupture caused by a structural change after the internal decentralization process of each country. In all countries, there is a structural change. All models show positive effects for decentralization in economic ground. Conclusion: fiscal decentralization in the public sector must be understood from 2 perspectives. Include the transfer of authority and management mechanisms from the central level. The theoretical discussion in economics on fiscal decentralization, excuse me, I am reader. On fiscal decentralization and ground focus on the aspect of a decentralization provision and the financing on public service, while the empirical analyze fiscal decentralization tied to spending on public investment, governance, taste, health, and even economic policies. In all models, GDP per capita presented a directly proportional relationship with investment and public consumption, and this trend was extended in process of fiscal decentralization. In any model was made, the effect of decentralization were greater. This evidence that a greater process to decentralization generates greater economic ground. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Question?
Can you make me host, Marcelo, again? Can you make me host?
Excuse me. My internet is very bad.
Can you make me host again? Making host?
Making host?
Yeah, you should. Can you make me host? Because you are host right now.
I don't understand. The signal is bad. I don't understand.
I will write.
Okay. I don't know how host you. How? ¿Será esto? A ver. Yes, it's fine.
Let me check. No.
A ver.
Conrad, how are you?
Yes, it's fine.
Now, Professor Gökhan is the host.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Excuse me. Okay.
Thanks for asking. I'm okay.
You're good.
I was just muted.
I know.
It's
been a long time.
Imdad.
Thank you.
Good to see you. I was so focused on the speakers that I just didn't look anywhere else. Good to see you.
Hello, everybody from Istanbul. And I think it's been for 10 hours. The conference has been going on, right, Conrad? Almost.
Imdad, I included you in my short Arabic presentation with a special thanks. I don't know whether Faisal has passed it on to all of you, to you and Bayram and Abdul Kadir and all of you. So yes, I remembered you already yesterday.
Oh, okay, very nice. We talk about you also with Professor Faisal, and I just send my greetings to you. I don't know.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So good to see you here.
Good to see you. Good to see everybody else. And I think there are many participants from almost 10 countries. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, I guess, from all over the world. Now it's my turn, I guess. Professor Gökhan, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a little presentation. I'm not gonna make you more tired. So it's gonna take maybe 10-15 minutes. Then we're gonna be done for the day, I guess. So our title is Working from Home or Flexible Working during the COVID-19 outbreak, which is a study on employee experiences in Turkey. We can go to the next page, Professor. So COVID-19, it's the new coronavirus, it's called, was first encountered in December 2019, as you all know, in Wuhan, China. You know, they say a group of patients, you know, shared with a history of visiting the Wuhan seafood market. So what happened? World Health Organization declared COVID-19 as a pandemic, and the pandemic has turned into a global health and economic crisis over time, all over the world, almost like affecting all the countries. As of 19 August 2020, almost 22 million confirmed COVID-19 cases, including almost 800K deaths were announced by WHO. So as far as Turkey, COVID-19, the first case was detected in Turkey on March 11th, 2020. As of August 18, 2020, the total number of cases in Turkey has reached to 251,000, almost 252K people. COVID-19 outbreak deeply affected economic and social life, including the way people work, how they work, where they work, what time of the day or duration of the time, it's affected the whole human resources and also, working conditions. More than a third, which is like 37% of employees in the EU, European Union, started teleworking as a result of the pandemic, according to the report from Eurofund. According to the report, the proportion of workers who work from home is about 60% in Finland and over 50% in Luxembourg, Netherlands, Belgium, and Denmark, according to the report by Eurofund. In Turkey, the transition to flexible working methods officially has been initiated with the presidential circular published on the official gazette dated March 22nd of 2020 regarding to remote working of employees in public and also private organizations. This research, our research, aims to determine the experiences and opinions of the measures taken and applied to those who have worked from home during COVID-19 disease outbreak in Turkey. In terms of literature review, flexible working and also, with the technological developments, digitalization, flexible working has been going on in the world. And I think it's also increased in recent years, even before COVID-19. So flexible working practices allow the staff to choose at what time, when and where to work and provide flexibility to the employee. And also there are some cost savings for the employers because they don't have to, spend a lot of money in terms of like transportation, logistic or office space. So basically the employees can work from their home much easier, in a much easier way. The adoption of the flexible working system, which emerged in some countries of the world in order to solve the employment problem after 1970s. And it became more possible when technology with communication features became a business tool in the late 90s. Sabuhari and others found that the flexibility in human resources of a state-owned company in Indonesia significantly affects employee competencies and job satisfaction. So literature review, there is a lot of, many like literature review. We can just cut this, I don't want to take your much of your time. I'm just going to go to the data and methodology. So qualitative research method was utilized in this research. The data collected by the interview technique, which is a descriptive analysis method, utilized in the analysis of the data. Participants were selected from managers and employees who experienced the home working system or working from home, for this study. The questionnaires were sent to participants on a voluntary basis. So it was also declared that their names and information about the institution they work at would be kept confidential. During the interview, the data were recorded. We can go to the next page, Professor. So we had basically 10 participants interviewed due to the short period of time, working at private and public institutions, 6 out of 10 being regular employees, like specialists or senior specialists, and remaining 4 holding managerial positions. All participants are active desk. They have active desk positions in education, banking, and insurance sectors. In order to keep the identity of the participants anonymous, the participants were coded like A1, A2, etc. Questions also prepared in June 2020 and implemented also in June. And we have also detailed results and conclusions in our paper, which is about, I think, 16 pages. We can go to the next page. So this is the question set. For example, the first question, did you actively use information technology while working from home? If you use it, did you have any difficulty in this? Because for many people, you know, information technology, let's say if the person is about like 50, 60 years old, I mean, if it's obviously 60, probably it's gonna, I mean, he or she is gonna be retired, but especially like after 50, some people may have some difficulties in terms of adopting these new technologies, like the conferences we are doing right now, you know, it's also, you know, for some people might be hard to manage. So the second question was like, did the working time for which you were responsible in your